so a Eurogamer source says that the resolution of the tablet display will be 6.2 inches and 720p. The thing I don't understand about this is why there's been so much backlash over it. I mean, I for one think that 720p is perfect for mobile play, especially since the price point for the console is rumored to sit at about $300 US. If you think that running modern console games at 720p on a 6.2 inch display will look bad, then you probably don't understand much about pixel density. I'm assuming that anybody watching this video is most likely viewing it on a 1080p display, so here's a fun fact. If you're using a 1080p display and it's larger than 9.2 inches, then your display actually has a lower pixel density than the Nintendo Switch tablet does. The Switch actually has more than double the pixel density of my display because I'm using a 24-inch 1080p monitor. The main stupid complaint I'm hearing from a lot of people is that phone screens are capable of much higher resolutions than the Switch tablet, which is technically true. But that's sort of a dishonest truth. And I say dishonest because, while modern phones and the Nintendo Switch both utilize mobile chipsets with a lot of similarities, they're designed from the ground up to perform differently on a fundamental level. For example, I own a Galaxy Note 4, and the screen is absolutely gorgeous. The display is 1440p with a staggeringly sharp pixel density of 518 ppi. So my phone has 300% more pixels in its display than the Switch tablet does. The main reason that the difference isn't a big deal is because my phone is really only able to perform well when I'm messaging people, looking at pictures, streaming video, that sort of thing. There's no way in hell my phone can render a good-looking game in Quad HD at remotely playable frame rates. Here's a few screenshots of 2 games and a benchmark app taken on my phone. If you're watching this video in 1080p, then you're seeing the screenshots in actual full-scale size. As you can see when you're zoomed in to 100% scale, the games look pretty bland, at least for console and PC standards. The models have low triangle counts, the textures are low res and blurry, not to mention the games completely lack a lot of lighting and shadow effects that consoles feature these days. And of course, I don't expect much better from a phone, but still, the only real benefit in rendering these games at such a ridiculous resolution is that it has a natural anti-alias look on the 5.7-inch screen. I'll also add that my phone tends to run most of the higher-end 3D games at around 20 to 30 FPS. Now here's another screenshot taken from gameplay of Star Wars Battlefront running at 720p on the Xbox One. And before people get triggered, let me tell you that I chose to show you an example from the Xbox One because all the information we have on the Switch points to it being closest to the Xbox One in terms of power. I also chose Battlefront because it's a multi-plat game and runs pretty smoothly on the Xbox, so I think it's fairly safe to say that this is at least a decent example of what we can look forward to seeing on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's pretty obvious one of these systems can render graphics that look dramatically better than the other when you compare them side by side. And I know I can't actually recreate the way both of these will look side by side in a YouTube video, but the point is that there's a limit to how much pixel density can do to make a game look good on a smaller display. If you can name a phone that can run modern console games at 60 FPS and 720p or higher for $300 or less, then please let me know what it's called because I need to buy that phone. I mean, sure, 720p is not amazingly impressive or cutting edge, but if they can pull off a consistent 60 FPS with it, then I'd say that the Switch is going to be massively popular among people who like to play mobile games. And trust me, I'm not just defending Nintendo's honor because I'm a fanboy sellout who would throw himself in front of a bullet for them. I just hate it when people complain about things for absolutely no good reason. And hey, if you do think you have an argument as to why 720p isn't good enough, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Thanks for watching.